Hello, I'm Nikki Starr, welcome back to my channel. Today, if you've not seen any of my previous videos, you may be a little bit confused. I would recommend going and watching them first. In the last couple of videos, what we've done is we've built a house for a family with a teen to try out the new high school stuff. And we've also made them werewolves because I haven't played the werewolf stuff before. So what we're going to do today is we're going to do a little bit of renovating on the house. Like, I had the idea that maybe they've got a little bit of time and they're going to do a small section of the house, then we'll play a bit more, and then we'll do a little bit of renovation, then we'll play a bit more. I think that'd be quite cool. To give you a little bit of context, if you haven't seen the previous videos, Misty, who's the mum of the family, had a big business. She was earning loads of money, but she was super busy, not spending any time with the family. So when she got offered to sell the business off, she did that. And then her and her partner Leighton decided that they wanted to fulfill one of Leighton's dreams of being able to buy a small cabiny kind of house and maybe do it up a bit. That's what they've done. They've bought this house in Copperdale and they've moved in with their son Alec, and they did his room first, mostly because I needed to be able to do streaming stuff, so I needed to have a decent computer and things. So everything else still needs to be looked at and sorted out. This is the little house, for anyone who hasn't seen it. On the ground floor, please ignore the water stain. The sink broke. We've got a little hallway porch area. We've got a downstairs living room area. So the wallpaper and the flooring was here when they got here, but they've brought in their kind of more posh, potentially, furniture in there. And then we've got the kitchen over there. And then upstairs, there's master bedroom, which needs a bit of work to it, bathroom in there, and then Alec's room, which is just the best. What I'm thinking is that what they could possibly do, they've got a lot of space here, is that they could potentially extend out here, have almost a conservatory element, or bring that out and have another bedroom upstairs. So I feel like that would be probably one of the first things they'd want to do, is get all the building stuff done, because in real life you'd want all the dust and things to be dealt with before you go and try and decorate the whole thing. So I think we're going to extend it out, and then upstairs we'll add on another room, maybe a room and an ensuite. Actually, it could go all the way out the length of the porch, couldn't it? And then in across here, and then upstairs that could come out the same amount. Or what we could do up here is have a slightly smaller space and a balcony. Let's have a look at this. So this would now give them, so they've got their bedroom in there, which I'm tempted to add an ensuite to the bedroom. It's still quite cramped if I do that, but I feel like I could do that on the back of the bathroom, maybe moving the bathroom around a bit. Alec's bedroom is quite nice. I'm not too worried about that. So either this becomes a bedroom, or this ends up being part of the ensuite, and then this needs to come out. I do like the idea of the balcony, but at the moment it looks incredibly just square, whereas a balcony would give it a bit of interest. Let's see what it looks like, and then I will probably change my mind. I mean, it doesn't have to be a square shape, does it? Oh, I'm having too many thoughts now. So yeah, the next part of the kind of playthrough will be next week, and then soon we're going to start doing October-y themed things, which are going to be mostly occult based. So we're going to have certain occult themed things going on, which would be cool. Some of them might be specifically occult, some of them might just be slightly spooky, some of them might just be slightly October-y themed things I want to do. I'm not entirely sure yet. I always have fun doing those kind of builds, so. It does feel now that the hallway is going to be very, very cramped in there. Ooh, okay. Hear me out. What if we moved the stairs back and we pulled this in? So we are probably going to need... What? How did I make a tiny little... Oh, it's because I had to redo the rules in there. There we go. I do think maybe we do want this out. We'll work out that because it doesn't make sense for the hallway. But if we then picked up the stairs and moved those to... Oh, I'd have to stick it there. Okay, let's do that for now. So let's just pull that back one more. We are giving a lot of weird little alcove rooms now, aren't we? But that just frees up the living room in just such a nicer way. I guess though it does make it hard to then get to the stairs, doesn't it? No, let's just keep them where they are. I'm not sure we'll get what we'll put in this room. Kind of woke up this morning with the urge to record and not a huge idea what I'm doing. So I apologise. So upstairs now, we could bring that back in. And then what we could do is we cut that off just slightly, maybe back to there. We could have a little nook in this room and bring that across. And now you don't think this is a room? Why have you got outdoor lighting? Why don't you have a ceiling? It's fighting me today. I need a ceiling in there. Thank you. If I just stick that wallpaper on there. And then up here we just had... So I think we have saucer lights in the whole house. Which I don't mind. We might have to change something to... Oh, that's actually on the stairs. That's helpful. We may want to do some kind of changes to that to like add feature bits of lighting later. So we need a door. So I'm going to say they've matched the doors that were already here because there's nothing wrong with the doors. And this is where they would have started putting down flooring, which if they haven't changed the rest of the flooring seems a bit weird. How far do we go? How many more episodes do we want of this? That's the question. What we could do is do all the building, flooring this time, and then next time we will do wallpapering and the kitchen, and then after the, like, if we do another episode, we'll refurnish everything and do kind of final reveals and stuff. So flooring and building today. I feel like they're a wooden house kind of people. Would they be coloured flooring? No, because what I've got to think about is what they would put on the... Or I'm just going to back myself into a corner by doing something on the floor that then I have to match the wallpaper to. Which is not the first time I would have done something like that. Oh, I really like this one. Yeah, we're going to do this. So that should be easy to match stuff to. They will have probably put that through into their bedroom because their bedroom had flooring that needed to be fixed. I'm jumping around again. They would have fixed the tile in here. Do we have a fixed version of this, or are they all broken? Because I feel like they were... Like if it's like original tile, they might have wanted to try and save it. But maybe it was beyond saving. I feel like they would have put in like some kind of like marbly... They're going to go for like a nice white bathroom end, I think. Cool. So, do we do an ensuite? And if so, where do we do it? If we were to move this stuff away and put an ensuite here, we'd need probably a good chunk of this room. But what we could do is extend this wall out to get rid of that little nook bit, which gives them more room that side, which then means we could add an ensuite, because it feels like, again, going for some kind of realisticness, to have the ensuite backed against the already established bathroom feels like it would make sense in terms of plumbing. You wouldn't have to be worrying about where your plumbing would and wouldn't go. And then they can have their like dressers over here. Again, we'll change this all around when we do a proper refurb, as in terms of refurnishing and stuff. So again, I'm going to keep the same doors because I quite like them. And I'm kind of tempted to keep the drywall in there, if I'm honest, as like they haven't got around to the walls yet, kind of. I must say, I've also been thinking recently about painting the walls in my study, which is something I think I'm going to think about a lot now that I have the ability to do that. I'm kind of thinking some dark grey colours, which you won't be surprised if you've seen my channel at all. You will not be surprised whatsoever that I love dark colours. I mean, I'm wearing grey today, so that's something. It's quite light in comparison to most of what I wear. So that's going to be like a little ensuite, which again, for now, we won't do the plumbing of. It's going to seem weird when we're in game, but I quite like this idea that they're kind of like mid renovation. So everything they're doing is kind of just getting the basics down. So we'll attach the drywall onto here. So in the grand scheme of what they're doing as a family, this could now become Mum's painting studio. And maybe the idea of this is maybe it's not going to be their forever home. Maybe the parents are aware that they're going to sort of flip this, hand this over to somebody else, and then they'll probably downsize into something smaller for the two of them once Alec's gone. So maybe they'll just sort of sell this off as like a good 3-bed with 2-bathroom kind of thing. I want to put in a door between the kitchen and this room. I don't think it makes sense here, or it's sort of open plan and then the stairs kind of float. Then that always feels a bit weird to me. Or is this kind of a kitchen dining space? On a slightly side note, what I might do first, because I can't make it a conservatory now because there's a bit on top, but I like the idea that maybe this has got lots of glass window and maybe they've gone round and done some of the other windows as well. Oh, I love these. Would these work if I did these in like a white, or is that just a bit too over the top? Might be a bit too over the top. But then again, what I was thinking was wall-to-wall glass, so that is also going to be a bit over the top, isn't it? Maybe I'm just a bit over the top. Maybe that is the problem. Yeah, I'm not as convinced by that. Like okay. I'm having a thunk now. If they're trying to sell this off, they still want it maybe to feel kind of cabiny. So we still kind of we don't want to necessarily do too modern. Yeah, could do a couple of these. I am going to allow myself the grace to change these if when I'm doing stuff in the next round it doesn't make any sense. They have the money, they can fix them. While they were doing them, I feel like they would have done, because we're going to assume, I know no time has passed in the actual Let's Play really, it's been a day, but we would be here forever if we wait for like life cycles to change. They're now not going to make sense with the curtains, but that's okay. Was there one down there? Probably not in that position. There we go. Could bring them up now. That problem I was having in the with the sink. Which again, I think I've got that in the wrong place of like years. Could bring them up and now they don't have that problem. See, I knew it'd all come together eventually. And then we'll just move that over there. No, let's bring these up. Just everything looks better with them slightly brought up. So that's where we want you to be. You're not in line now. Oh, let's move you over. We won't have one in the ensuite. I don't think we had one this side of the bathroom either. We'll just put one downstairs. Oh, which one did I grab? And then we will now put one in the sort of hallway area. I'm gonna alt place it because now it's a slightly bigger space. We can get a nice bit of light coming in there, and we will eventually put a railing around that. The question is, do we open plan this? Do we do like a kitchen area over here with like a dining kind of loungy space, or do we keep it kind of contained? Because what that could mean is that this area here could become just a dining room space over here and like a walkway, which would be a bit of a waste of space, and then kitchen, living room. So we could have like an open plan living room space in it. I quite like this. I keep saying open plan, so it's obvious that I want it. Will this get rid of the cabinets for me? No. So they would have had to have got rid of these cabinets to take that wall out. They probably would have had to cover that or do something weird to that, but we'll just assume that hasn't happened. Again, this is going to look weird for a long time, and I'm kind of here for it. I think they would have followed this wood on downstairs now, which I think makes that living room look a little bit nicer, and into the hallway. And it will look even better when we have a situation where we can change the wallpapers around. Would they have done the front door? No, I quite like that. I like the idea that that's the kind of original front door. I haven't done these windows though, so I do need to. So yeah, so this would be like a kitchen, then over here we put the living room. I'm up for this. And then we could have like another door there. If we could find one with like good like windows in there, just to like add in a little bit more light to it. Oh, I'm gonna regret this. I don't know, would a sliding door make sense? I feel like it doesn't. I don't want one that's like retail. That looks way too modern for what we're doing. No, we're gonna put in the sliding door, like a patio door. And then what I'm kind of tempted to do, make like a little garden out here, but maybe make a staircase down there. In fact, first things first, that needs to go on everything because that would have just been, they would have just extended that out. So like if we took the same staircase, again, I think they would like try and mimic a lot of what is already here and like was already built into the place. If we put a couple of stairs down there, and then is this going to be enough space for a fence, or is it going to tell me that it's too close to the boundary? We might be getting too close to the boundary. And I don't think moving the whole house is in spec of realistic renovations. Why is it every time I come to look at fences I realise how few of these I actually like? What about this one? Now, oh yeah, we're playing hard and fast with the boundary, aren't we? Yeah. That really bothers me. Why can't I have that? Like, why can't it go along there? I swear it did in the old Sims games. Okay, so my plan is somewhat foiled. There's loads of space over here, but it doesn't quite give the same kind of flow as it would do if this was all shifted over. Okay, I'm moving it. Anyone who is massively offended by this, this whole space around is all theirs. So rather than that, what they've just done is cleared a load of the rocks away, right? They've made themselves more garden by clearing away and flattening and terraforming a little bit of the garden out. There we go. That solves that problem, doesn't it? Put that there, and now we can have a fence. Oh, do we want this one? No, not on the foundation. Not on the... Oh, this is way too chunky. Is it way too chunky? Let's have a look, hang on. I don't hate that as much as I thought I was going to. I really don't hate that. Would I prefer this before I get too committed? No, I don't think I do. I think it's this one now, isn't it? So we'll bring that round here, and then if we just come back down so I can see where the grid would be, just so I don't mess around with boundaries again. I think that's quite nice, of having like a little garden area that you access. Like, theoretically people could come around this way if you're doing like a garden party, but you know, the idea is that you're like in the living room and you'll just like jump out this way, rather than having like a back door come out. Wouldn't have moved furniture until they'd done the wallpaper. This is where it's going to look weird. It's going to look weird when I'm playing. I'm going to have to caveat the next episode quite strongly. But what Mum could have done is started moving her painting up here, because yeah, the wallpaper needs to be dealt with. But now what I want to know is, now we got like a decent kind of, yeah, I try and do this quite often when I've got actual sort of painting sims, to try and make sure they've got like an inspirational window nearby. Oh, this one's got the like water, isn't it? Yes, Sorted. Still looks a bit weird. She doesn't have any wallpaper, but she does have an easel. So then they would have had to have had a roof to this. And then we can change the roof colour so it looks nicer too. So the question is, how am I going to roof this? If you didn't watch the previous videos, you would have been around for the debacle that was roofing this originally. I cut out so much of that as well because it was really bothering me when I was editing it through because I was just being dumb. I think that's the problem, that recording Nikki does all kinds of dumb shit, and then editing Nikki has to watch it multiple times. So it just does. I just hate that. Camera is going to wind me up something chronic today, isn't it? If I do this and plop it in that way, now we've got more problems than we had before. If I just pull everything in for you, I hate having to do this when everything else hasn't got that. But yeah, it just looks weird now. What about like a hip? We're gonna have to go back to this. We are gonna have to see if we can. I don't know why I'm so irrationally against that bit hanging out, but I really am. We're gonna do that so it's not hanging one way, but we're gonna trim the whole thing in a minute anyway. So now we can update the roof tiles. They are all mossed. Do we already have? I don't think we already have these shingles. Unless I'm being really dumb, I don't think we have those shingles without moss. Or do we? Oh no, we do. Ignore me entirely. So these look kind of similar but less mossed up, if that's a word. I'm liking this more and more now. And would we have dealt with the outside? What would we have done to the outside? 'Cause I like the cabin feel. And the problem is, like, they all look a little bit... Oh, no, wait. Oh, wait. Okay. We are losing the theme of the sort of pale white, but it does seem like... I don't know if it's because it's just dark and you can't see the cracks as much. That looks just much nicer. So that looks more cracked. The paint's dripping off of them. But this brown one, because of the... It might just be the lighting. Let me just check the other lightings. I keep forgetting the lighting here is rubbish, isn't it? Yeah, it might just be that the lighting gives it a bit more favour, but maybe that's something they went with. Okay, so now we're in different colour scheme to the outside, potentially. Maybe they're really playing up the kind of rustic cabin feel that maybe the other people before us was trying to hide a little bit with their colours. Oh yeah, keep forgetting you can't do it to a fence for some reason. Oh, now I've got to match which one I used. Which one did I use? This one. Do you have a brown? You have a yellow. Gold. Oh, they could have painted it gold. I like that. And then the foundation. The one with like a brown on the top but the same stone. Oh, now I'm matching browns. Oh, I've really done it now. Oh, is that a clash? That feels like it clashes. That clashes again, but I think in a better way. I'm going to go with this one, but I might change my mind. Oh, I missed a part of the house apparently. I missed a lot of the house apparently. Why did I not come round over here? So in that case, does the white fence make sense? Ooh, that's nice. I know it doesn't have the ivy, but I actually really like that. This camera will not stop trying to get me to... I should probably put the floors down, but that just looks gross when I'm doing the outside. I like having the whole house in there. Oh, hang on. Now, the stairs look weird. So I kind of feel like they would have ripped them out and put some like wood stairs in, maybe. Yes. Change the lighting, check that that's the same brown. It feels like that matches the foundation kinda. Let's do the same thing over here. No, not the foundation. I want the stairs, thank you. I like that. I like that a lot. Obviously we haven't done anything in the garden, but they now have like a dedicated garden area. We've got a living room that needs to be decorated so they can move their stuff in. And then they can have like a big grand like dining room space in here. And Mum has a painting room and they have an ensuite, which again I haven't furnished and I will not be doing this time round. That's kind of the start of their renovations. Actually, before we do that, this trim needs to be dealt with, doesn't it? This trim is way too much. That's much nicer. Oh, I've missed another bit of white, did I? That's much better. Just darkening up that trim a bit. So now the only things that stand out are the windows. Do we want them standing out? Oh, hang on. Maybe I'm overthinking this, but would brown windows make more sense? But they've gone for... I've completely changed the theme on the outside. So they're going for that cosy cabin. They could really ham that up inside. And I know Alex's room doesn't fit that vibe whatsoever. But that's the kind of thing that they could deal with before they sell it. Like if their idea is, you know, we're going to let Alec finish his schooling here, maybe go off to university, and then we'll think about selling it and find something smaller for the two of us. They might be like, let him have what he wants. We'll give him a couple of years out of uni to make sure that, you know, he's settled, doesn't need to come home, and then we'll repaint his room and get out of here. That's nicer. And then the front door. Now, I like the front door in here. But is there something that looks like it could have just been a slightly painted version? Oh, yeah. Maybe they stripped back on a gross layer of paint that had been put on it and it had been like peeling off. So they've like stripped it back to the natural wood. Maybe that's what they've done for the whole thing. Maybe they've just taken away like layers of paint. The downstairs was a painted wood floor. I know it's slightly different to this, but maybe they tried to restore it and went, oh no, this floor is absolutely gone. So they got people in to redo the whole thing. Yeah, I'm up for this. I'm getting very into this storyline of things, but this is the house now. The next episode we'll do like another little let's play, and I know again it's going to be a day and then we're going to be playing around with the house. So they've got a lot done in an evening. As always, thank you so much for watching. I've been Nikki Star, and I will see you in the next one.